the Stinky Popcorn Boys.
We watch movies and eat popcorn. And are stinky.
Hello. We are the Stinky Popcorn Boys. Three boys talking about movies and how they made us feel. I am Patrick Basquiat, and I'm just looking to meet some of these bad boys come down from the sky.
Jesus. And I'm, God, I gotta get in the accent. And I'm John Gilardi. Best believe, fam, I'm coming at you with everything I got. After I play FIFA, trust.
Yo, and I'm Christian Ames, and I had to watch this whole movie with subtitles because I couldn't understand anything. So, yeah.
Dude, do you
How
play lacrosse?
about that southern London accent? You guys got it down.
South London. Nah.
Yeah, you just gotta watch this movie once, and then you can do it.
South
That's like-
London, bro.
I personally like this movie a lot, and there's a lot of cool things about it. But just like one little fun little ripple to me are the accents and the
It's gonna be
the cadence and the slang. It's really interesting. It's like I don't know. You can talk.
Yeah,
you can dive into that.
I got
it's gonna be hard for me not to talk in my regular voice because the whole time I want to talk like this. You know? Nope, that was Australian. Got there.
And, dude, see, I want to join you, but I know I'm going to go straight to Australian every time. Yeah, mate. Hey, bruv, how you doing, mate? You like kangaroos and dingo babies and crocodiles? And anyways, back to the movie.
Get out of here with that.
Dude, give us
today-
a plot summary. What?
Did we say what movie we did?
Today we are talking about Attack the Block,
Yes.
a science fiction comedy horror film from 2011 starring John Boyega and Jodie.
Who's John Boyega, if you don't know him by name?
John Boyega.
I am the ignorant. Answer me this question.
John
Who is
Boyega,
he?
if you don't know him by name, he is Finn, or FN2187, from the new Star Wars sequel trilogy that we
and
have.
more importantly, in Pacific Rim.
Yep. More
2?
importantly, Pacific Rim. He's
Whatever.
Idris Elba's son in Pacific Rim Uprising.
Dude, spoiler. Are you kidding me? I haven't
I don't
seen
think it's a
Uprising.
spoiler.
That's a
Okay,
huge
well,
spoiler.
that's
I didn't know
He
that.
plays-
That's not a spoiler.
All right,
he
fine.
Said that, they
Well,
said that in
dude,
the beginning of the
you kind
movie.
of just ruined Pacific Rim Uprising
He
for me, but
is
whatever.
known for Finn, but Jake Pentecost is his role in Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yeah, and it just got
that
spoiled.
movie
The movie just got
had like
spoiled.
good star power, and it was like the sequel of a really good film, but it felt like a straight to DVD. It was really weird. Had no
Well,
heart in it.
I mean, that's
But what are
'cause
we
Guillermo
talking
del Toro,
about?
Well, because Guillermo del Toro wasn't a part of that project, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, which also has to do with The Hobbit. It's like they should just let him do The Hobbit. Anyway, we're talking about Attack the Block today, a science fiction comedy horror film from 2011 starring John Boyega of Star Wars and whatnot. Now,
Yes.
synopsize this movie for me, John. Tell me what this is.
So we kind of open up with a group of friends, and a woman. You know, there's kind of two things, and she gets mugged, and then that establishes the character, and from there, aliens attack the block. You know,
Who does
and
she
it's a
get
group
mugged
of
by?
These kids who respond, and they're just kids. It's so authentic
Yeah.
in terms of their kind of impulses and their maturities, but then like kind of the sage moments they do have. But anyways, just like the aliens start to kind of hunt them down, and a lot of crazy stuff's happening, and they're trying to evade, and they kind of figure out what's going on, and then they kind of try and resolve it. So it's aliens come into the neighborhood and attack a group of kids. I mean, it's pretty, and the backdrop is, I don't know what the holiday
South
is in
London.
England or in London, but there's fireworks going on. So essentially, there's just
It's a good
it's just
cover.
a crazy night. Yeah, so there's a lot of covers. So it kind of gives reason why there's not a lot of police or military involvement. It's like that this is just going on without any like the aliens are attacking essentially without no one stopping them. So it kind of gives a setting of these kids just on their own.
Yeah, because they're like the only ones who are aware of it because they found the first one and beat the shit out of it, which was
Dude,
which
it was
I fucking
it's
love
kind of
that.
sad, man. I mean, yeah, that first alien like clawed the shit out of John Boyega, but like, I kind of felt bad for it when it was like squealing in the shack and they're all beating the fuck out of it, and they light it up with fireworks too. I was like, I couldn't help but be like, oh shit, guys.
Yeah, there's definitely some
guess-
like
yeah, I
mob
didn't-
mentality. Just
Or
like gruesome
when they called
murder.
one of them was like, it looked like Dobby the house elf.
Yeah.
So British. So British.
Well, I love one of my favorite things with this movie is the pop culture references happen so much, but they're so authentic. I felt like there was never like the amount of times that FIFA's mentioned, or even there's a Gears of War reference in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Like
it's-
something
it
from
all
Gears
feels-
of War, man. Trust.
Yeah, it all feels so authentic, and it really adds to the realness of this world of these kids because they're relating to things to their interests, to the video game, to the movies.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Also,
I thought it was really well done to me. I mean, it definitely did the trick.
even the accents, like going back to me talking about how I had to watch it with subtitles, I feel like they leaned into the accents just for the comedy. Like they were trying to be over. Like I feel like people from South London, I mean, yeah, they probably talk like that, but I feel like they were leaning into it a little bit just to accentuate it, which I liked. It helped define the characters more. It was funny.
It felt like a really real world. Like, granted, I don't know. That's a weird statement. But it felt really authentic. Like the kids talking about Gears of War, talking about all their stuff. I mean, even like just the nonchalance of everything up until the moment that even when shit gets real, like everything is so like nonchalant and like honest, like where he's just like, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of it or whatever. That was terrible. When they're like, oh, she's a nurse, they don't get paid nothing. Well, Moses, why are you picking on poor people? Can't not say it. Anyway.
Well, the movie is chock full of good characters. I don't think there's a character I dislike in this movie, and it has a lot of characters in it.
Which says something too, because they start off robbing the girl, and it's like you immediately are like, all right, they're bad. They're the bad guys. They like that's one of the like when they shoot them as if they're the scary people, like with the shadows and stuff over their things, and then it's like, nah, they're just fucking kids, you know.
Yeah.
Also, the best type of character is the character who you think is bad, but when their back's to the ropes, they become good. Which is same with these kids. I mean, they're not like bad. They're not bad guys, but they're ne'er-do-wells. You know, they're out, they're mugging ladies on the street. They're getting up to mischief. They got a little gang, but when the world is like in chaos, they're there to save the day. It reminded me of one of my favorite characters in Dawn of the Dead 2004. Have you guys seen that movie? I think it was Zack Snyder.
Long time ago.
I feel like I have.
There's this one douchebag mall cop, and he's just a asshole the whole movie. But in the end, when they need him, he sacrifices himself to save the group. And I just love that. I love the character who you think is an asshole, but when they need to be the good guy, they're the good guy. And that's a hero.
Yeah.
And these kids, they were that hero. When they needed to be good guys, they were good guys.
It's very satisfying whenever someone finally like balls up and like does what they're supposed to do.
And runs around with a katana.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so anime. Yeah.
But that's so good though, because that's what a kid would do. You know, they would still want to look cool.
Yeah.
You know, and swords are cool.
When he
And I don't know,
said
maybe it was a
Naruto,
memorial.
he mentioned
That was
Naruto.
great.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping
Yep.
he would do a Naruto run at the end, but I guess this was before Naruto run time.
Running around with the katana is good enough there.
True.
There's so many good lines in this movie. What is that he says he's like, go home, go to your room, do your homework, watch Naruto.
Yeah, go home and watch Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the gang of five kids,
Yeah.
and then they have these two little kids who kind of shadow, and they want to be just like them.
Oh,
and
what
they
were
look
their
up to them.
names? Probs and Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Props.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kids were so good. Like they could have been really annoying, but they
Yeah.
were so good and so entertaining.
They sprinkled them
No
in.
one gonna call you Mayhem if you're just gonna be a pussy.
Yeah.
But I like how they were scared, but they were more fearless. Obviously, probably due to their age or
Yeah.
the compensation or overcompensating. But I don't. It was a funny contrast, and it was just really good comedic relief.
I mean, this movie is like that's kind of like I would say like the thing of the movie is it's like the comedic relief of it is the movie because it builds this tension, and then like there's all these characters within it that know the world so well, to know each other so well, that they just do it. Like, and so even when stuff is scary, you know, I don't know. It just like relieves it for you.
Yeah. What's even like there's death. Like the
That was fucking surprising
teenage
to me.
characters die. And it's not like horror film where it's like one after the other. Like it's some of them. So it's interesting why they were chosen, or is it just the randomness of shit going down?
Yeah. I think it's just like how they ended up in the room. Like even the runaway sequence where Pest got bit in the leg, and I was like, oh, he's a goner. I mean, I didn't think that they were gonna actually kill anybody.
Yeah, I forgot about it. But when Moses was getting the head on the helmet, I was like, oh, okay, that's just that his head's getting bit in the helmet because it'd be too much to have him get his head crushed by the alien. And then
they just rip.
He dies. I'm like, oh shit, he does die. And I was like, Moses was probably one of my favorite from the group.
Moses is the leader. Moses is John Boyega.
Oh, sorry, not Moses. Wait,
I can't remember what his name is.
What was it?
Oh fuck!
I'll look it up.
Look it up real quick.
Wait, the helmet guy?
Moses,
the guy who got his head.
Helmet. Yeah, helmet guy is not Moses. Moses is John Boyega.
Yeah,
that's how they chant. They chant at the end. Moses, Moses, Moses.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah, it's Dennis.
Yeah.
But like Dennis was one of my favorite because he just was such a good balance of like a good heart.
Yeah.
But also just like going out there and having fun being a kid.
Yeah. He was the one who was like, oh, she's a nurse, man. They don't get paid nothing. Moses, why are you picking on poor people?
And his poor fucking dog gets killed by the alien too. So like he just so and he's just not he's not having a good day because he's dead. But
wait, was he the one who got his like head bit open and he spurted blood through his mouth? That was brutal. That was real brutal.
Yeah. Well, then the other one, I think his name is Jerome.
Yeah, with glasses.
Yeah. I was watching it again. I realized, wait a minute, he got lost in a hallway. It's just one or two directions you can go.
Yeah.
But I think they show it that he gets disoriented, so he doesn't know which way was the way he was going.
And it's all the fucking high guy's fault.
Because I think they're also all stoned too.
Yeah. Well, that's why I felt bad for High Guy. Because imagine you're blazed out of your mind, and you're already paranoid, or you're trying to drive home or whatever, and then aliens invade, and it's just like, I don't know. That's a bad day. That's not no amount of illicit, crazy substances will make that day better. That'd be bad, not on weed, but on weed and you're disoriented and everything. I feel for him. But also, he got my boy Jerome killed.
Yeah.
How about Hi-Hats? That's the coolest name ever.
Is that's the drug dealer, right?
That's the drug dealer. Yeah.
Hi-Hats. I love that
funny.
name.
He was such like a loose cannon variable. Like every time he was in a scene. And then I like how it was always undermined by the aliens. There's just something satisfying to that, like because he always had the gun, so he was kind of like that authoritative figure. But then he was always undermined by something else that was more, I don't know, dangerous.
He never felt like a real threat. That was like kind of a frustrating thing for me because it's like even after, and this is like, everyone, it takes so long for everyone to be like, all right. Like, I thought that it was going to be everyone come together. Like, he was going to be like, when he got into the elevator and, like, everyone gets fucking massacred by the aliens, he'd be like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's get these aliens. We have our beef, Moses, because we have beef or whatever, but we're going to go after these aliens and we're going to get it, But instead, he was like, no, I'm going to get you.
Hey, dude, like, Moses opened that door for him. He had his katana ready. He was brandishing it. He was like, yo, Hi-Hats, let's work together. He sheathes his katana, super anime style. And then Hi-Hats is like, no. And John Boyega's like, dude, you're about to get mauled by a bunch of aliens. And Hi-Hats is like, no.
Well, I love the way he, like, Moses, John Boyega's character's like, yeah, he's not going to listen to me. I'm just gonna let these aliens attack, and you can see he just resigns.
He gets his
to the
face
moment, and he just
eaten off.
Oh yeah,
that was
gnarly.
a good fucking shot.
They show it get ripped off. I think one of my favorite things in this is the glow-in-the-dark teeth and how they look like
Oh,
eyes
yes.
at first.
We got to talk
at the
aliens.
reveal. Yeah, the
Yeah.
alien design is really cool. Like and a lot of it is cool design, but I think a lot of it is also practical filmmaking on a budget.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
It's
yes.
like
So they're like,
yes.
I guess describing the aliens for an audio-only listener is they look like essentially men in gorilla suits, but the suits are so deeply black that all you see is the silhouette of the hair and the limbs. So it's pretty easy, cool design there. And then they have glow-in-the-dark teeth, which is pretty gnarly. So that's all you see is these glowing teeth and this kind of black figure, like this shape.
It's
I don't know,
it's like an
it's so cool.
American Werewolf in London meets Critters meets Alien.
Yeah.
It's just like
Okay.
such a. And to quote the kids, what they say, when they look at its fur, they're like, "It's the blackest black. It's the blackest black I've ever seen." Like they
Yeah, they
I
call
think
it
they
like,
talked
what
about
do they-
like, at least I was imagining like the cosmic blackness of its fur.
Yeah. Well, one of them also call it a big alien gorilla wolf, motherfucker.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um,
That,
but I think the alien
I
design
loved
was
it.
really cool because it was super easy to make, I'm sure, and super cheap to have like 20 of these aliens or however many they had in that room, and then they all film in the same this little neighborhood. Like it's such a smartly made film.
yeah. I mean, not even
And,
from the script, but like you're saying, from like the production design. And that's one of the things, like, I guess one of my gripes, which is also like a practicality thing, it's like, what are the people in the building doing? There's
Yeah.
nobody in the hallways, which is like totally chill, but there's nobody in the hallways for this like huge, gigantic building. But it's, again, keeping everything contained within that one area and having essentially like the same couple sets that you use over and over again that you keep going back to is, I mean, that's the way you make it. If you can make that feel good narratively, that's the way to make a movie. And then having the design of that too, where it's like they can comp those in on the building, and they're just like black dots, and they're just like, especially you do it in a wide, it's like they're just black dots moving up there. It's not one big thing. It's not a big ship. That's the other thing too. They just come down and it's just like a streak of light, not like a ship or anything.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah.
So cool.
So the aliens, kind of like the plot, the spoiler plot is that the alien, for some reason, the queen lands first, and that's what the kids kill and brutally murder. So Moses is covered in the blood of this, and so the theory is that the female lands and then the male come after, and then they populate and overtake the planet.
Which I love that scene.
So the funny thing is they technically saved the day from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because they killed her. So it's kind of funny that essentially at the end they're like, Moses, you saved the earth or whatever. But it's like they saved
They already
the
did
world right away,
Yeah.
essentially. So it's kind of cool. I guess, I don't know. I thought that it was a satisfying thing. I don't know if it's a twist, but it's
What
like,
if
oh,
they just
cool.
went
Well-
home and washed their clothes? Like right out, they're like, all right, we murdered this ugly wolf dog thingy. Let's go do some laundry and play FIFA, mate.
Yeah. Well, they bring it back. So after they kill it, they bring it back to the block, I guess, and they bring it to the drug dealer dude because they want to trade it in to the media because it's some undiscovered species. It's just like, that's also just another great scene is where they're all trying to figure out what it is, and one guy thinks it's a puppet, but it's actually a puppet, real life. But it's just like there's like a weird, like they're playing with not the fourth wall, but I don't know what it is. It's like very meta for a second there. Which is a good laugh. I guess that's pretty British humor.
I
right
didn't
there.
even think about that as far as like them being referring to the audience at all. I just thought that they were, I don't know, I didn't even think about that. But that's very British.
So British.
You are correct. I'm sorry.
Dude, going back to,
thank
I love the cliche in every horror movie, the nerdy guy who explains the monster. I love that.
Yep.
Because you need it.
But it was
like
a stoner who
anybody
went
who
to, like-
shits on that and like, oh, well, you needed to leave it a mystery. It's like, no, I want to know what the monster is. I want to know what's going on. So when he's explaining like, oh, well, I believe it's the queen and you've got the queen's blood on you and that's why they're following you around. It's like, yes, explain it to me. Tell me. Feed me the lore.
Seymour.
I need the lore, dude.
Tell me what it is, even if it's not right. I think that's one
'Cause
of the
it could
things that
be
I really
wrong.
liked about this. Yeah,
There
it's
could
like
be more.
that. It stayed very self-contained. Like even the script, the world, everything that it was stayed very self-contained.
Yes.
To like you never saw like a cutaway to the news of being like, oh, dramatic things happening in South London block tonight. You just like stayed within like what was happening with the characters that we established. And
Yeah.
like I think this movie, as far as like storytelling structure, did like such a great job of establishing all of its characters in the first act and then closing off every single one of their arcs. You know?
Yeah.
Trust.
Just a
Believe.
it's a solid film. I really like it.
What'd you guys not like?
What I guess it's funny because Patrick said he didn't like the emptiness of the hallways, but I know it's not realistic, but I liked it. It felt very isolated, I guess. And maybe that was kind of like a headspace where these kids are, where they feel in society or they feel how they're treated. Or they feel like they're on their own, or maybe it's for Moses who's literally alone.
Yeah.
So they're like isolation is a theme a theme that recurs in the movie. So I don't know if it's just to make it simple and less extras or whatever to have the empty hallways, the empty apartment block, but I liked it and it fit the film. So I don't know. I guess that wasn't something I didn't like. That was just addressing Patrick's not.
No. I don't even know if I
knock.
didn't like it. It took me a long time to notice it. Like it was like at the end as he's running down, like it's like people they've been shooting off fireworks for a long time, and nobody's come out and been like, "Hey, you quit your fucking yelling about with these fireworks."
Yeah, because like an easy little fix would have just do that one gag, and that would have kind of been funny, and it would have covered that question there.
And I would
So
have
I
been
mean,
satisfied, and I wouldn't have said a word about it.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I think, Patrick, you could have played that lady. I just pictured you walking out into the hallway with, like, those curlers in your hair with, like, a
Old lady
nightgown.
makeup.
What are you boys
you
up
did that
to?
recently.
You ne'er-do-wells.
Hey, what you up to? Just go full
And
Monty Python. on it.
somehow this lady avoids getting killed, like, narrowly, inadvertently avoids getting killed by aliens throughout the whole film, and she survives to the end.
That's a whole other thing. That's a side plot that we
Yes,
missed.
exactly. Oh,
the
dude,
person who's, like,
I'm writing. I just
completely-
wrote it all in my head instantly just now. I just wrote that lady's entire side plot in my head, and it's so good. That's what's missing from this movie.
That's great. She's going to get her groceries earlier in the day,
Yeah.
and she like narrowly avoids being hit by it.
And she somehow causes it too.
Yes, because of something she did. The aliens attack.
Her bologna spills, and the trail of bologna leads the aliens back to the block.
Or just her hair catches on fire is something I'm picturing. Like she inadvertently gets a firework in her hair and it cooks it.
Yeah.
and it cooks it.
She's
And she flicks it off because she thinks there's like a bug flying off, and it just knocks her wig off, and she just has, it just bursts into flame behind her, and she's Mr. Magoo at this point.
Also, I'm still picturing Patrick
Me.
cast as
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, what smells bad in here?
Oof.
Yeah.
Burning hair, not good. I don't know. This isn't a perfect movie for me, but I can't think of like things I don't like. Like to me, it's like it's a solid film. Like there's not much I would change. There's not much that I don't like. There's not. I feel I've only seen it twice, but if it were to be a movie, I would recurrently watch every year. Like one of those just favorites. There wouldn't be a part that I would like. I hate getting through this part.
I mean,
I like it. I don't know. To answer your question, Christian, or to your prompt that you just brought up, I don't know if I can think of anything. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have
I think
in terms of knocks on the movie.
I kind of
whatever.
already touched on mine. I think literally like the only thing I didn't like was just that first brutal alien kill. It was pretty brutal.
I get
I mean,
that.
but it was funny. It was still funny. But if I had to say something I disliked the most, that was probably it. Other than that, like character development is great, the acting is great. It's a great story. Also, the katana anime stuff, maybe we cut back on that a little bit, but you know, it's all fun.
I didn't even think about that at the time. Like that's one of those things. Like you're in the universe of the movie, and you're like, yeah, blood, go fuck them up, and it's like, yeah, they're beating the shit out of it. But then you realize it's just like this tiny thing that,
And it's,
I mean, granted, it is gonna propagate and like spread across the whole world or whatever, supposedly, but it is like, they're just beating the crap out of this tiny defenseless thing. I don't know. It did.
well,
fuck
dude,
him
I
up. It scratched
rewatched
his
that
face.
scene, and its squeals are pretty pathetic. It's like, and it's clearly just scared. It doesn't know where it is. Like, yeah, it scratched up John Boyega, but like, it's
But
when I
again,
rewatched
it was
I was
a
like,
caged
oh,
animal
that's,
in
that's
something
kinda tough.
in something nowhere. I didn't even think about that, Christian. You
But,
ruined this whole movie for
Dude,
me.
also,
What if-
it's ugly, though. And we can agree on this podcast that ugly things deserve to die. So, that's my...
Are you making that statement for all of us?
That is a broad statement that we all agree with.
Yes.
I guess so.
I am the speaker for this podcast, and all who...
Welcome to Stinky Popcorn Boys. We
So
think
Patrick-
ugly things are terrible.
Yeah. Patrick, you curated some reviews. I guess
I
we can.
did.
Let's do some reactions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, some hot takes.
Yeah, let's give hot takes in response to some
Dude,
hot
there's
takes.
some hot takes.
So this one, these all come from a famous review collaborating site where everybody seems to go to get their reviews. Does that?
Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't sure if I should say the name. I don't fucking know.
We're dropping brand names all over the place.
Yeah, here we go.
It's,
Here we go.
this is technically fair use. I don't know if
Okay.
that encompasses everything, but
Should
reviews.
Do I
are
say their
fair
names?
use.
I guess this is a conversation we should have said ahead of time. But do I say the names of the people? They're just. I mean, they're public.
Just make a name. Like
Okay.
if it says Charlie, don't say Charlie. Say Sherry. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So, Sammy gave it 1 stars and says, and this is glorifies thugs and being dumb overeducated, which is just an interesting sentence.
Dude,
In
that's so
itself.
good.
Glorifies thugs and being dumb overeducated. And over and educated is 2 words. So,
So it's saying it
I-
glorifies thugs and then it glorifies being stupid.
glorifies thugs and being dumb overeducated.
Oh, dude, and his profile picture is a wolf. Oh,
He's a
I know
wolf.
exactly.
Sammy is a
okay,
wolf.
dude, we gotta read this in his actual voice. Try to read it in his actual voice.
Like a Balto.
No, like the
The wolf? How a wolf
no,
is?
not
That's
the
how-
wolf. The wolf is just the profile picture. No, read it like Keith would say it. Glorifies
No, his name's
thugs
Sammy.
and being dumb, overeducated.
Glorifies thugs and being dumb overeducated.
Yeah, that was better.
guess-
John, you give it a shot.
You guys got it. But I guess, and so my response to this
What do you mean
is
by
I'm
thugs?
confused why this guy watched this movie in the first place.
Yeah.
I want to know what he means by
he's a-
being dumb, overeducated.
He's
So is
saying
he
it's
saying
glorifying.
is he saying you're dumb because you're overeducated, or you're overeducated in dumbness? Like you have a degree in
no,
dumbness.
he's saying it glorifies being dumb over being educated.
and being dumb.
Oh.
Dude, maybe
That fucking. Maybe.
so he's saying
maybe
essentially
I'm
like,
dumb.
dude, maybe
he's
I'm
like, so he's
dumb.
saying like, oh, kids are gonna watch this and they're gonna think it's gonna be cool to be on the streets.
Gotcha.
Like that's
Oh
essentially
my
like
God.
it's a boomer Karen comment. Like that's what he's
Gotcha.
saying.
Dude, I thought
So-
I am not on Keith's level of intelligence
Yeah.
because
Sammy.
that went over my
Keith,
head, dude.
Sammy.
I thought he was saying glorifies thugs and being dumb overeducated, not glorifies thugs
That's what
and
I
being
thought.
dumb overeducated.
Yeah, you're much
Dude,
smarter
this
than
guy's
both of us.
Oh my god, Keith is so smart. Wow. I guess I redact
This
I
movie
redact
sucks.
I this movie's dumb. This movie is dumb. I'm-
Overeducated.
Dude, Keith wins the day, man.
So
We're not saying their actual names, but
Oh,
his name
sorry.
is Sammy.
Sorry, Keith.
Uh,
I already
what
said
else
your
do we
name
got?
like
Let's-
that,
the next
let's
one we
get
got,
more
we got,
reaction in terms of the movie and not just analyzing the content of their review.
So the next the next rating is a half star from Mark. It's a half star. Half star Mark says, I spent the entire time rooting for the monsters to win. I spent the entire time rooting for the monsters to win.
Oh, dude, this is
that's
another
a
one.
low review.
I gotta decode this.
It's a half star.
I spent the entire time rooting for the monsters to win. Let's break
There
this
should
down.
be a comma
Let's
there.
break this
There's
down.
no comma there. That's fine.
Okay.
You know.
So
this
he's
isn't a
saying,
grammar
I spent
podcast.
the entire time watching, comma, rooting for the monsters, comma, to win.
Well,
Right?
I don't think you need a comma after monsters.
True. Probably.
just put a comma
I
every
just
single
kind of threw
time.
that in one.
I comma, spent, comma, the, comma, entire, comma, time, comma, watching, comma, rooting, comma, for, comma, the, comma, monsters, to, comma, win.
Exclamation
Period.
point. Comma.
Exclamation
So-
point.
This guy was obviously really butthurt by the gang killing of the monster. I think he took Christian's reaction and probably put it up to on a 10 point scale, brought it up to 20 on him. He got really mad about that.
He's-
I think
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Maybe
I
that,
guess Greg,
yeah.
maybe he's not a boomer or a Karen. Maybe he just loves animals and he got upset that they brutally murdered this thing.
Dude, this guy's definitely with PETA.
Yeah,
For sure
He's-
with PETA.
he's definitely for the aliens. You know, he spends the whole time watching Predator, and he's like, "Phew, man, that Predator is so cool. I can't believe."
What is it Arnold says? Kill me now. Kill me.
Do it! Come on! Kill me!
That hurt my throat.
Oh no,
That was good,
John
though,
drank some
dude.
tea. So
Who else do we got?
The next,
What other hot
the
takes?
next one, the next hot take that we got is from Lawrence. He got 2.5 stars. He says it has its merits, but Attack the Block certainly feels like a load of old nonsense.
What?
What?
It has its merits, but Attack the Block certainly feels like a load of old nonsense. And I'm pushing my glasses up as I do that.
I don't even have much to say. That just sounds like he's fun at parties kind of person.
I just wanted to say a load of old nonsense. That's my new
Yeah.
phrase.
Unless he's British and maybe he has a different
let me try- let me
perspective,
try-
or
let me
it's
try it
like
in a British
hitting a lot of
accent.
tropes that maybe they see. I don't know.
Let me try it in a British accent.
Do
Maybe
it.
it'll make-
You got
maybe
this.
it'll be
You
better.
got this. Channel it.
It
dude.
has its merits, but Attack the Block certainly feels like a load of old nonsense.
Yeah, I definitely feel it better.
dude.
Yeah.
That hurt just hearing you
Yeah.
say that. That made me feel bad.
That was that one that made more sense with me. It has its merits, but Attack the Block certainly feels like a load of old nonsense.
Yeah, because the way you delivered it wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't like you cared. It was like, oh, I'm brushing off this film
Very
to the side.
dismissive. Like the 2.5
yeah,
stars is very dismissive.
It's I'm not even going to give it the dignity of a 1 star because it's not worth my effort to click all the way
Yes.
down on a 1 star. Yeah, dude, this guy sucks a dick. So we're not saying their names or their profile pictures, right?
we are not saying their names.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, cool. Huge apology to Keith with the wolf profile picture from the first one because you got called out. Gotcha.
we were wrong.
Yeah.
Let's get one more in there.
Let's get one more. You guys, what do you guys want? You want to?
Let's do another hot take. I mean, the
Another
hot takes
hot
are the
take?
best. Hot takes are the best.
There's a pretty good hot take by our buddy rainbow picture with two people in it. Mr.
I
M.
love trying to discuss.
Mr. M.
Do we
Oh
really
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
to?
This is this Christian? So I'm gonna call this person Christian.
Okay.
It's a 2.5-star review, and I'm Christian. I'm gonna try and do my best Christian impersonation.
Okay.
I would have found this movie so much more amusing if it didn't use street lingo, fam, blood, bruv. I'm not even lying. Lol. Annoying, but entertaining to an extent.
So this guy
That was good. Dude.
obviously just has no idea that there's other lingo and dialect and
I thought
communities, and just like I think this guy would have been happy if everyone just talked like they're from Nebraska. I guess is my hypothesis here.
go see a middle school Shakespeare show
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you want to hear people talk stilted and boring. I want to hear people. I want to be like, oh yeah, fam, you know. Again, that's Australian. I'm sorry, but I want to hear that. It gives the world so much texture. Hearing people.
It's funny though when you there's a lot of bad reviews, and I feel like if this were to be a recurring segment, we'd probably see this. But like a lot of bad reviews would probably, at least a lot of the bad reviews, I think there's meritorious ones where people have good points and their opinions. But there's a lot that are just ignorance or just like this movie wasn't for them. Like,
Yeah.
or they just didn't get it. It's just crazy for this film to be docked. For just some of these really bad takes.
Well,
interesting.
I guess this. I
And
mean,
think
that kind of brings.
that's with anything and everything out there, on these aggregate sites or just anywhere where people leave reviews.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It makes you think when you see that review.
Well, and I just wonder. I don't know. I guess reviews are important, but it's like for something like this, like I think it's a lot. Like you should be like, oh, I didn't like this movie because of this, because if you're just like. Oh, this is bad. I didn't like it. Or all these positive reviews are a bad joke. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't tell me why. The people that write bad reviews are either like really, really into it or just like terrible, bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is why
I've
it's
never
weird.
been a reviewer.
It's weird seeing these like mid-tier reviews. But I think
Yeah.
talking about our boy here, what did we name him? Christian.
Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah.
So our boy Christian here, this stupid idiot. It just sounds like he just didn't get the lingo went over his head. Like it was hard to understand the language. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, because this was my review. Because we're talking about me, not the guy whose name I'm not gonna drop right now. But I think that just upset him, and he's just like, "Oh well, I don't like it because I didn't understand. I don't. What does bruv mean, man? What does bell mean, man? What does that mean? Get murked? What does in it mean?
I guess I can see how having no lyrics, no subtitles, it would be harder to kind of be like, wait, what was that? But like when there's subtitles, I mean, you know what everything means, Even like Wagwan, seeing that, I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
so I think subtitles, as Christian, as your joking intro, I think matters a lot. But even if I watched this movie with no subtitles, I don't know. I wish I did that my first time watching it.
I mean, you can still get it. Like, there's still you still understand it.
They're still speaking
there's
English.
a lot of slang like sprinkled throughout. That's like, oh wait, what was that? What'd they say?
Well, it's not. There's the slang sprinkled throughout, but there's the cadence is unfamiliar too.
Yeah.
Where it's like they say a sentence and then they annotate the sentence with the one word to kind of then contextualize the sentence they just said. So it's like, I don't know, they say a sentence, believe. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, believe.
This
I have
is
to
an
apply that believe
affirmation.
to the yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. It's interesting.
It is really interesting because it's just, and it's one of the things too, it goes back to just like British storytelling in general is like the rhythm of it. And that's one of the things that this movie like really, really revved my engine where it just like, put its foot right on the gas. It was just like, here we go. Everything is happening right now. There's a reason. Like, this movie moves so fast, and
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it's like,
I'm finding myself as I get older start to love and appreciate more and more British humor, British styled stuff, and they're
Yeah.
like, I don't. It's just it hits me the right way.
yeah,
Dude,
Bacon.
Like I don't know, just the stupid jokes about like the weed room.
oh yeah.
It's
What is
like
that?
the room
It's a-
was
with
like
the weed.
Kevin. Yeah, it's like Kevin's weed room.
What?
What's Kevin's weed room?
It's a
It's a room
big
with
room
weed.
filled with weed, and it's Ron's. Or
Yeah, Ron. It's
Yeah.
Ron.
but
Or just I don't know.
I think-
or like him looking out the window, scouting out to see if the cops aren't there. He's like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "What, man?" He's like, "Oh, Blockbuster just closed down." It's just I don't know. It's just
Well,
it's very. I mean, that guy is in all the
Nick
the
Frost.
Shaun of the Dead and
Dude, Nick Frost.
the other two movies in the Cornetto
Hot
whatever.
Fuzz, End of the World.
Yeah,
Shaun of the Dead.
those movies are so good.
I did not
You
know
gotta
his
rewatch
name
those.
before this movie, but I looked him up. I was like, wait, that's the guy from Shaun of the Dead. And I saw his name was Nick Frost, and I was like, shit, that's a really cool name.
Joe
We should
Cornish.
definitely do that. I think it's Cornetto.
Yeah, the Cornetto trilogy.
Whatever. Yeah, we should definitely do a Cornetto trilogy episode.
Oof.
What is
Ooh, that'd
that?
be great.
I do not
That's,
know. Educate
it's-
me.
Oh my gosh, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and the End of the World.
Oh,
it's
it's
technically a trilogy,
Oh.
but not really.
okay.
It's like 3 stories connected by themes. Well, and that's the director of this movie, Joe Cornish, he's one of the police officers in Hot Fuzz, and I think that he was one of the he's like a writing partner with Edgar Wright, or he's written some stuff with Edgar Wright.
Gotcha.
Edgar Wright, the director of those movies, was one of the EPs on this movie too. Yeah.
Oh,
So there's that.
I didn't
for
realize.
ya.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen the Cornetto trilogy, then you probably have already seen this. But if you haven't, I don't know. I recommend this to anyone, especially like even if you're a Star Wars fan. It's just cool to see John Boyega in a different role.
I mean,
and just
John Boyega goes
acting
ham.
younger.
Dude, it's fun. And you know what else I
Yeah.
love about this? It's not too long. It's like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
It's like
This-
just because I feel like I've been watching so many long ass movies lately.
Well,
just
it's like 2
coincidentally.
hours is the new standard. I feel where like it used to be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, and this movie, it flies by. It's just like, oh, it's a fun ride. It's a fun ride.
but it
for
doesn't
the
feel
whole
short.
family.
I don't feel shortchanged by anything. I mean, except for I feel shortchanged by the ending, but that's on purpose.
So I guess let's talk ending.
Yeah.
Let's talk ending, and then I have a little fun, not really fun segment, but just a news segment I want to try and work in,
Oh.
and then we do a reviews.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do
Oh,
that.
dude, I'm so
That's the
upset we can't
agenda.
have Hogwatch this week.
I mean,
There were no
well,
hogs.
Aliens probably had hogs, but they were just
You couldn't
it was
see 'em.
So-
it was
they
so
were
deeply black you
so-
couldn't see any
There were
complexion
no
or
hogs.
no, that's the
Yeah,
word.
but anyways, John, I'm
dimension, you
excited
can
to
see
see
no
what your
dimension.
news segment is. So go
I
ahead.
am too.
It's nothing exciting. But what were we gonna jump into?
Well, I was just gonna say that the ending was not satisfying to me, and I know
Oh,
that
yeah,
it's on
so why not?
purpose because he saves
What is the ending?
the ending.
Just to
He all right. So
contextualize it.
the end of the movie, Moses he saves the day. He does a great job. Everyone's out of the building, and then the cops still arrest him and everybody who else saved it. So it's like there's the crowd is gathered around the police van where all the kids who saved the day are, and they're chanting Moses' name because he saved the day and everybody knows it.
Moses,
And-
Moses.
And it's just like
What is this?
it's just so it hurt my feelings, you know, because I was like, come on, what does he have to do? What does John Boyega have to do in order to get some respect? It's like after this whole movie where they're already downtrodden and
Well, I
beaten
think that's
up.
the whole thing is
I
it's
know,
one
it's
of the
the
main
whole
themes
thing.
is classism. So
Classism and racism.
yeah, so it's just kind of like which it felt pretty relevant
Yeah.
to what's going on today, obviously. So.
Well, and they bring him out. They bring him
And
out.
I've also I also watched Black Klansman recently, which has the same like kind of ending where it's just racism is still here, and there's systematic racism, and it's just
Dude.
like it just brings it back down. It's like
I
fuck.
was worried at the end
Yeah.
that the nurse was gonna, when they asked the nurse, "Oh, did Hugh do all this?" And I was worried she was gonna be like, just pin it on him and be like, "Yeah, he did do it," but she was like, "No, he didn't. They saved me." But then I realized, oh, it doesn't matter because they're still gonna arrest him. He's still gonna be charged with so many fucking murders, and it doesn't matter what his intrinsic story arc, character development was. His life is fucked, and it's sad. But I guess that's why they named him Moses, because, biblical stuff and, sacrificial lamb, whatever it is, Or no, I guess that would be Jesus. Dude, Jesus got crucified. Did Moses do anything
What did
cool?
Moses do?
Moses
found
led-
some plates in
Moses-
the desert.
The Ten Commandments and the
Moses picked up a
Moses,
couple plates and was like, "Yeah, dude, God wrote on these for me." And everybody was
Well-
like, "Whoa."
Well, then he took the Jews out of Egypt.
He freed the slaves from the Egyptians. So he freed them from the Egyptians, and he led them to the Promised Land, and that's why they were walking. And they were like, "We're not super great," and he parted the Red Sea and let them escape. And
Dude,
that
I
happened
was
before.
conflating Moses with Jesus this whole movie. Oh, man. Holy crap. Moses is completely different. That changes the whole movie, dude. Oh, dude, call back to Keith. I feel like I'm so dumb overeducated right now. Oh, my God.
I'm so dumb overeducated.
Dumb overeducated.
Dumb overeducated.
You're so overeducated and dumb.
Yeah, I had no problem with the ending, storytelling, and message, and thematically.
I don't
I
have
was
any
sad.
problems with it. I'm just sad.
I was sad,
Like,
yeah. I was
Yeah.
And
sad.
especially
Okay, yeah,
because
I wanted
Definitely.
John Boyega to get a little bit more justice. Like, dude.
Like his character is one of the most brooding characters in a movie, but it's so good and it works so well. Like
Well-
he broods almost more than Jon Snow.
He's such a
But he
hot
plays
boy.
it so light. But he plays it so
Yeah.
light though, and that's the
Yeah.
thing is he's playing with his brood, and he's still there. And like whenever the nurse goes down to, it's like she's like, "Oh, who do you live with? Do you have a little brother?" And it's like he's like, "No." 'Cause
Oh
he's
my
got-
God, I
he's
forgot
got his
about
kid
that.
sheets on.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
like
that's such a
it's just
good moment.
such a good little moment that they didn't linger on. Like this, that's one of the things that to me, it's like if you didn't like this movie, I mean, either you don't like action comedy stuff, which is like, why would you pick this movie in the first place? Or, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just a fast, fun action comedy stuff that's got so much heart, and all these kids in the movie are so good at acting, and also
Yeah.
like it
I
feels
feel like anyone that's going to watch this movie is watching it based off a recommendation, or someone's like, yeah, it's got John Boyega, it's about aliens, and these kids fight the aliens. Like, I think if you have that mindset and you're like, after hearing these things and you go to watch it, I feel like everyone is going to like it. I don't think this is a movie you stumble upon.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why the reviews confuse me. Because if you show this to every single person in the world, I don't think every single person in this world will think it's a great movie. But I think the people who are seeking it out, and that's how it's going to be watched today, are all going to love it. So I guess that's where that's where I get confused. Is how did Keith find this movie? Why did he want to watch it?
Why did you search this out? And that's the thing, like, I guess with the whole review thing, it's like you sought out this movie, and then, well, maybe he didn't see it out, but it like came across this thing, and then he needed to write a review about it. It's like if I watch a shitty movie like Guns Akimbo or something, I'm just not gonna watch that movie, And maybe if people are like, ask me, I don't know. I guess technically I'm being a hypocrite because we have a movie podcast, and I'm realizing that now as I'm talking.
Dude, one thing that would have helped a
Absolutely
lot of
hypocrite.
these people
I think that justifies it more than anything.
one thing that would help these people with the hot take reviews is just hearing the title pronounced in a South London accent. Then you would know what the movie's about. Because when you say it like Attack the Block.
Trust.
I thought it was about like a video game, like a
Allow it.
Tetris game or something. But if you say it like,
Wait, so you
Attack
had
the
no
Block-
idea when we mentioned this? Like when we planned this, you were going in blind?
Yeah, dude, I didn't.
That's
I
cool.
didn't see trailers
That's
for
great.
this.
Well, that
I
makes
had
that's
no
awesome. 'cause
idea what this
knowing
was
what the
about.
movie is. Yeah.
But
well, then it was a little treat for you.
it
then.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, it sure was. Like I was picturing what's that shitty Adam Sandler movie where the
Pixels.
Pixels or
games?
something. That movie's
Pixels.
so fucking bad.
Pixels. That's what I
We should-
pictured.
we should
when
re-
you
we
said
should do
Attack
that,
the Block,
just
I
'cause-
pictured Pixels.
Mm.
I was like waiting for Adam Sandler to pop up. Oh, hey, yeah! That was terrible.
It was that Adam Sandler.
Hey!
You say get in the hole?
Wait, what's that voice he does, Adam Sandler? What's that
Which
voice?
one? He does so many.
Yeah, no, but he's got like that one. It's like his one. What you looking at, Swan?
Yeah,
Ah!
that one.
He just
I
yells.
mean, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Ah!
He definitely does the yell. He loves that sweet yell.
Anyways,
Well,
I'm
you
so
guys wanna-
glad that Adam Sandler was not in this movie. That was
So,
that was good.
Yeah, I think he's a good actor, but I think he realized he can make a lot of money by not really trying hard.
I mean, that's a
But
whole.
that's a-
other
that's a
thing.
whole-
That's a
that's a
whole
whole other
we could talk
episode.
about Adam Sandler getting vacations from Netflix and people still
Yeah.
watching it and paying.
Maybe
for
we'll
it.
do that.
Dude, that's
should do
the
that.
crazy part. is
Because Uncut
he's
Gems
so
is so
successful.
good.
He's so successful. Wait, what's so good?
Uncut Gems.
And Punch Drunk Love is good. He's had
Oh,
some
he's-
dramedies
yeah,
that,
he's had
that,
some-
that had a lot of goodness.
Yeah.
Spain.
Even Grown Ups was good. The first one.
Oof, I
Or was-
watched
is it
out.
Grown
I
Ups?
walked out of that movie.
Grown Ups.
Grown
Is that what
it's
Grown
called?
Ups is bad.
Really? I thought it was fine. The second one is just
Gonna
like
have to
hot
agree
garbage,
to
like straight to
disagree on
DVD.
that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll-
All
Dude,
right.
50
I
First
challenge-
Dates?
I challenge you to
how
a
about
duel.
how about reel it back in? 50 First Dates? I like that movie.
Yeah,
I
I mean
haven't
that's
seen
good.
that movie.
Oh, it's fun,
Yeah,
dude.
well, that's a pleasant surprise then for you to
Yeah.
jump in.
It's fun.
But I guess my little I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but it's like I'm not. It feels like I'm building it up, but it's just like I don't know. Like we're watching movies and stuff, but let's like talk about stuff that we're just watching on the side or TV shows. You know, just a quick little thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are you watching these days?
Mm.
So I'll jump in first. In
us
terms
off.
of TV, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh.
I loved it. I think it had great character development. A lot of heart, super ahead of its time, especially for being a show that's on Nickelodeon.
So when did that come
Uh,
out on Nickelodeon?
Mid late 2000s or aughts, I guess.
Gotcha.
But it's a great movie. I mean, great movie. It's a great show.
It's a terrible movie.
Maybe terrible movie. It's like one of the most heartless movies I've ever seen.
So
But it-
funny though.
like, But like the TV show's great. It made me cry. The character's amazing. Iroh is one of my favorite characters. And then in terms of movies that I've been watching, I watched Twister. That was a lot of
Ooh,
fun.
I
Just to
saw
dive
that.
in
That
that
came on
1996 goodness. Yep. And I watched The Five Bloods, which is a
Oh, shit.
Spike Lee joint, and that was it was good. It was a one-time watch movie.
Yep. I
Uh,
recently watched that too. We could.
yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, but I liked it. It's very, very bold in a lot of the storytelling and history lesson moments and how it chose to interject that. It's just interesting.
Felt like it felt like an essay to me. Like it.
Yeah,
It definitely.
Yeah.
That's.
but
I mean.
the one oh God, like Lindroff or Lind, I forgot his name. The one of the leads. He's like this PTSD Vietnam black veteran.
The guy who plays
He's kind of
Paul?
like yeah, Paul, and he wears a MAGA hat and he's like this really conflicted character. It's super interesting. He definitely carries the movie. And then Chadwick Boseman when he's on screen, but he's not on it a lot.
Oh, he's so.
And then
hot.
lastly,
He's
Christian can
so
join me in
fucking hot.
talking about this. But we watched Sorry to Bother You, which was a trip and a weird movie.
Dude,
Uh,
don't even talk about it. Just
I'm not going to talk about it.
everybody
but
go
it's,
watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Okay.
Patrick, you need to watch it and come report back.
I've been.
But that's my that's kind of what I've been watching. Add them to your list. They're all worthwhile.
Okay.
Couldn't recommend Avatar more though.
Yeah.
The Last Airbender,
Yes.
the TV show.
Yes.
More like the last fart bender. That was
that's
so
airbending.
funny. Dude, anybody who laughed at that, you're my soulmate.
Oh.
All two of you. So I guess I'll go next. The only thing I've been really watching is What We Do in the Shadows, which is a Taika Waititi inspired TV show, but he's in it. I think he helps. I think he's a producer on it because it's based on a movie he made, and it's
With Jermaine. Don't mitigate Jermaine Clement.
Wait, what?
Jermaine Clement. They both wrote and
they both
wrote that movie together.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I
No,
did not
it's
know
okay,
that.
it's
I did
okay.
not know that. Thank you for clarifying. But it is
Sorry that I came after you so hard.
My wife and I have been watching the show. We love it. We're looking forward to watching the movie. Written by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine.
How do you,
It's
what is it?
It's Jermaine. There's no. It's like Jermaine.
Oh, Jermaine.
But
Clement.
no. Yeah.
I just want to give credit where credit's due.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come after you so hard.
Oh no,
I
dude, it's all
apologize.
good because the show is hilarious. We watched the trailer for the movie and it looks equally hilarious. It's so funny. It's just a fun, quirky spin on vampires, and it's like The Office meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I guess. But it is.
I want to watch
it's
that.
so funny. Like it's a goof. They do all sorts of goofs
So
and gaffes.
funny, gonna
with
pop your
vampires.
laughter up.
Oh, dude, it'll pop your laugh up. It is a hoot.
Yeah, bro, coming right at ya.
Yeah. And then also, I just watched a live action rendition doing a Last of Us 2 song this week on our side project, JT Music. Shout out, go check out that music video. But I was looking up Last of Us footage from the game, which is a very cinematic video game. And I came across this theatrical rendition of the voice actors from The Last of Us. Troy Baker and I'm not giving people credit. I can't remember the actress's name. But they
Is it
did
Shannon Woodward?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But they did a live action like scene on stage from
Ashley
the game.
Johnson.
Maybe? But dude,
The
it
Ellie
was
voice
so
actress?
beautiful
Actor?
to see them acting, like, because you know these voices from the game, and it was just like enthralling.
Yeah, it's Ashley Johnson.
Yes, Ashley Johnson. There we go.
Nice.
But it's not a movie, but it's a cool little thing. If you like Last of Us, you want to go check that
You
out.
were watching it.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Two of the most phenomenal voice actors on stage, live in person, is great. So yeah.
Again, Christian, I'm sorry I came at you so hard about What We Do in the Shadows, but
No, dude, we need to give credit
Come
to
at me harder
everybody
next time.
who took a part in that show.
so good.
It's
So
so good.
I love that. So, bro, I had a panic attack and went to the hospital, and I was in the waiting room. I was waiting the doctor to come tell me that I had a panic attack and not a heart attack. I was watching the movie What We Do in the Shadows, and it was just very, very calming and easing.
Was this recently, or this like your relation to that movie?
This is one of my not recently.
Okay.
It was like I want to say, I don't know, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago or something like that.
Gotcha.
But it was just a funny story that was like, and that's when I knew that I was like okay. It was just like there watching it, and I was like, yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, whenever I'm like about to have a panic attack, I like to watch like soccer or basketball or hockey, like continuous sports. Because then like that kind of like soothes me.
So, yeah.
But what are you watching, Patrick?
So what I'm watching, I've been like on like a really big space kick lately for some reason. So this like the Attack the Block like really fit it. So because I finished Space Force a couple weeks ago. I've been watching the Orville, which
the Space Force good. The marketing stuff seemed not great.
Is
it good?
It's good. Like I think that's the best review I can give for it because it's like
With that inflection.
Yeah, exactly
That's
that
the key.
inflection. It's good.
Okay.
It's got some.
Sounds like it's lacking heart.
No, it's not lacking
No?
heart. It's lacking
Okay.
character continuity, which is my big thing with that. It's like, but the characters are so good. It's almost there. And some of the stuff is really good, and some of it is just doesn't hit as hard as it should.
Okay.
But Space Force, watch it. It's on Netflix. I've been watching The Orville, which is that Seth MacFarlane Star Trek show, which is more Star Trek than it is Seth MacFarlane. Like, I think he plays the captain in it, and he's a surprisingly good captain. He's not like an oaf. He's just a good captain, and it's just again kind of like this movie where it's like a little bit nonchalant and like realistic. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like I'd watch that over Space Force.
It's definitely, I'll tell you, it's definitely cheaper than Space Force.
Okay.
Like, it looks like they made it in the early 90s. But it's still good. Like, I'm still watching it a little bit. I've also been watching Ad Astra, that movie with Brad Pitt.
Ooh, I still want to watch
I like that movie a lot.
But my wife
I
won't
love
watch it with me.
The setting, the world building, and just the set pieces, it just visually is so cool to me. Apparently, like, a lot of people cringe on it for like story cliches.
Yeah.
But I don't. I thought it was cool.
So far, I like it. I mean, again, I'm watching it kind of like bit by bit, but which I guess feels like a weird thing to do with the movie. It is kind of long, but it's also just.
It feels longer than it probably is, just by the nature of how it's made.
Oh, is it anything like 2001?
No, but it's evocative, I guess. But it's nothing like it.
It's very evocative of. I don't know. It's interesting.
2001 is such a good movie, but that movie feels like it's a week long.
It feels like a million years long.
It's so fucking long. But it's so. Oh man, that's a different story. Different topic. But anyways, any other space stuff?
No other space thing, but in the midst of space stuff, I watched 13th, the documentary by Ava DuVernay on Netflix about the 13th Amendment, and that's good stuff. Like, I mean, it's not good stuff.
Is that the one about the prison stuff?
It's about a lot of different things, and
Wait, the 13th Amendment?
Yeah. Well, it's
Isn't that the one that freed the slaves?
Yeah, but the way that it is again, you should just watch the movie because they do a much better job of explaining it.
I have heard about it, and I've heard it's like pretty
essentially
profound.
they took slavery and then created the prison system in order to create free labor. So they were just like,
I'm looking at it right now, and it literally it literally says slavery is okay in America if it's as punishment.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. Like, I would say watch it, Watch that movie.
It's so fucked that that's still there. I mean, I've heard about this before, the industrial prison complex, and it's just so blatantly there.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Slavery
is not okay except as punishment for crime. Is pretty
and
much
that's
how
what
I'm reading
that's what it is, dude. I mean, I hate to bring two bummers at you, having a panic attack in the hospital, and then the slavery as a prison industrial complex. But fuck, dude,
these are
wild.
real things that need to be discussed, and things that shouldn't be ignored.
But I would say watch 13th. Watch 13th.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah,
it is on Netflix.
Netflix, okay.
I think they made it for free on YouTube too. So they're like, hey, it's available. Go watch it, baby.
Oh, cool.
Because I have been meaning to check that out because
I'll check that out.
Like it from what I've seen reviews and just hearing people just talk about it, it's pretty nuts. It's pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
But dude, also
let's,
you think like slavery and like the civil rights era, it wasn't that long ago. Like
nah, dude.
It
slavery,
unfortunately
slavery itself
and
is like
horribly kind of makes sense that this shit is still like we're still feeling the effects from it. Not people of color, black people. It's it's still happening.
I mean, just the country as a whole and culture and the systematic and obviously being a white male, you're fine, but like you're still living in a world that's shaped by those things. It's not that long ago. So it's really not that long ago.
Yeah.
So it's wild.
So I think that's
like
bottom line, important to bring that up, Patrick, because I think that's something that everybody should watch.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's convince people why they should watch Attack the Block with our kind of reviews, our final surmise reviews. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't really have any knocks against the movie though, so it's weird that I don't make it 5 stars, but it just feels like a solid 5. I mean, so it feels like a solid 4 out of 5 for me. It's a great film. If you the people I would recommend it to, if I know you, I know you'll like it, and I know you'll have a good time. So that's my review. My quick one.
My review, I'm gonna give it 8 glowing teeth out of 10, because my other 2 got knocked out by John Boyega with his katana. Because it was just a fun ride. It's just a fun ride. So check it out.
I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 skins blood. Better believe it, fam. You know, this movie is what you got. Hey, if you're having it ready for a rutted knock time, you know, gonna knock your socks off and rot you in there, and it.
I need subtitles for that.
I'm pretty sure I didn't say any actual words, but
Dude,
I would say
it sounded like you did.
8 out of.
Yeah, so
That's it. That's a sexy
that's
movie.
Attack the Block. Anyone want to sign it off?
Yeah. Hit us up at Twitter, at Stinky Podcast, and tell us what you think we should watch next. Pitch us your movie. Tell us your favorite movie.
We did get one suggestion. We got our first suggestion.
Ooh.
It was Batman vs Superman, which isn't a bad one.
That's not a bad one either.
That would be interesting to talk about, especially with the Snyder cut. So, very relevant.
But that's not coming out for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got to recut it to make it 4 hours long.
And then add more scenes and more effects and
I hated those movies, but I also it is disappointing whenever something doesn't get its full weight. You know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like Ben Affleck got shortchanged. All right,
I think that's a
trying
good
to end the
podcast in
podcast.
itself. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. Check us out on all the other places. Hope you
rate and review the Stinky Podcast.
Rate and review.
And
yeah.
as they say
Christian,
in South London.
Oh yeah. I was gonna put Christian on the spot.
Ooh.
What you
as
got?
they say in South London. Oh, don't you go round, 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 round.